Okay, recently I went to Aldi's and I was looking at some of their bread and some other items. And I noticed on the bread alone, like on bagels, that they had this ingredient on the bottom of the ingredient list called bioengineered food is used. Or in some other cases, it might say genetically modified foods. And I didn't think anything of it when I heard this in the news years ago. But I really didn't think that kind of stuff would be in my like bagels or bread or anything like that. So I looked around and it's actually in peanuts, canned peanuts, and a lot of different other items like sauces and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I went home and I brought up this Publix bread, and usually we buy the Publix bread. It's usually pretty good, it's for the price. So I went and looked at the ingredients on the Publix bread, and it said made from bioengineered food. And then I also had a Wonder bread, and I looked on that. It didn't have a bioengineered food. You could see here. So I went and looked up what this bioengineered food does and means. And I was particularly interested in what kind of health concerns would come from bioengineered food. And I'm really I have a lot of immune reactions, allergic reactions to food, and one of the things bioengineered food can trigger is allergic responses because your body's not used to these genetically changed foods. They could be transferring into you an ingredient that your body can't digest or whatever. Of course, the World Health Organization, these foods also become resistant to herbicides and would maybe lead to increased use of chemicals to stop weeds or bugs or whatever on the actual grain itself. Now, bread, there's a couple of ingredients in there that I think might be bioengineered, but you don't know which one because they don't tell you which one it is. But you have wheat, flour, corn syrup, and yeast. And I would think at least one, maybe more, may have bioengineered ingredients in them. I know pretty much for sure that corn has been getting bioengineered, and I'm pretty sure wheat, and there's also soybeans in this, or soy, and that could also be bioengineered. So there could be three or four different bioengineered ingredients in this bread alone. This is a Publix brand. It's not just Publix. Aldi's has it in their stuff. But if you have a choice between having bioengineered or no bioengineering, I would like to know right off without having to look at the ingredients. There should be a big sticker on the front of the packaging saying we use bioengineering in our food. I think they actually started experimenting or doing it with meat as well. So your meat may be bioengineered. But there needs to be more of a campaign to have us know right from the packaging, the front of the package, if it was bioengineered or not. Not under a small ingredient list like this. And I just think that would be the best thing to do. I'm not going to buy this bread anymore. There's no reason to buy something when another product doesn't have that in it. And I know white bread's no good for you, but apparently it's even worse when you get these bioengineered type. So Publix bread, you better keep an eye on what you're getting. Now they make their own bread indoors. I don't know what they use for that, like sub rolls and stuff. I guess it would say on the sticker if they use bioengineering ingredients, but for some reason I don't think they do in that stuff. That's all I got.